thing is about the Japanese voice actors, they don't give a fuck about the flaps. Oh, I'm here. Go ahead, say my name.
I mean, I was going to defend dub for a minute, but only in the case of Akira.
Oh yeah, Akira's
So,
great.
The Akira dub is I only ever watched it dubbed because I'm born and raised in South Carolina, and reading's just not. This is a lie. I enjoy reading, but
Which Akira dub?
the
80s one or the?
yeah, because they remastered the 81 back in like the early 2000s, and that was like my first. I bought it on DVD with the first like re-release of standard definition DVD. You know, it was before Blu-ray or high def, but it was like a re-release of the Akira. And that was my first time watching it, and I didn't even know to go through and I should watch this with subtitles so I can know what they wanted it to sound like. Until recently, I got Mahogany watch it, and she wanted to watch it subbed, and because it might be because I've watched the movie a lot, but I didn't have to read it. I still knew what they were saying. The emotions were the same, you know, like the inflections were still there.
Mm-hmm. One of the best subs I've ever seen is called Life Lessons with Uramichi Onisan. And it's about a 30-year-old dude who's doing a children's program. And like, you know, he's dead inside, but he has to like be the Onisan of these kids. He's the big brother of these kids. And there's a scene in it where one of the supporting actors is talking about a guy whose name is Richard. And if you shorten it, it's Dick. Right. And while he's reading his lines, he can't control his own laughter for reading the lines, and it's coming through, and it's perfect. It's like somebody trying not to laugh in church. The way he's reading it, it's so good.
Yeah.
But anyway, the gold standard for dubbing is, of course, Bebop. I don't care what you think.
Cowboy Bebop?
Yes.
Yes.
Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust.
No.
That's great dubbing, man.
Not good dubbing, and also not an anime. The Kingdom on Netflix. It's the zombies during samurai area, Japan.
I thought that was Korea.
Maybe, whatever. They've got samurai swords, but the sub are not the same at all. Like the subtitles and the dub don't match. So I can't imagine that it's actually translating the other one accurately either. So it's just I normally leave the subtitles on because I'm watching it on my phone sometimes in the morning when, you know, she's asleep, and I don't want to be loud. But so I'll leave the subtitles on, and I kept getting frustrated because I'll be looking at it and I can see that there's the English at the bottom's different than the English coming out of his mouth, and he's not speaking English anyway. And my brain couldn't comprehend all the things that were happening, so I had to turn off the subtitles.
Let's see, that's when I just turn off the dubbing. I switch it back to.
Well, I'm making breakfast. I can't just read while I'm, getting ready in the morning.
That's one thing I just learned the language.
Oh, that's easy.
I'll just learn Korean.
Yeah.
One thing I've noticed is that the voice actors on Starfield must have got the script after the people who program the subtitles in, because they leave words out all the time, like the ends of sentences that wouldn't alter the meaning so much, but like sometimes the subtitle line is longer than the spoken line.
Anyway, you asked me once randomly about, like, can you actually learn stuff from Duolingo? And I was trying to explain why I liked it. And I like it because they teach you, like, exactly how to say something. Like, if I want to say, the boy picked up the book and gave it to me, it'll show me how to do that. And it'll show me how to say, the boy gave me the book also. You know, like, it's conveys the same thing, but it's actually different. And so, like, it teaches you like a lot of things. And like, because like if you go somewhere, you've only ever heard it said this one way, but people say it a bunch of different ways. You need to know that. And that's what I appreciate about that. And that's what I like about like that's what's usually what you're seeing there in the dub and the sub is where it's really long. They decided that this is all you need to know. This was the gist, as opposed to what they actually said.
I'm a dubber.
Same.
A dubba dubba.
No, sub.
I'm
Wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There-
dubbed because I'm always trying to do something else and don't want to have to necessarily pay attention to the damn words on the bottom of the screen.
Same.
You're so busy. You're too busy. You're too busy for all.
No, it's trying to multitask. It's like while I'm watching anime, I could be working on a website at the same time.
No.
I appreciate that. Like that's why I can't watch as much anime as I want to watch, because I insist on doing language learning and anime watching at the same time, and I can't do something that requires my brain and my visual focus as much.
It feels like it would create a deep sense of cognitive dissonance for me.
The kingdom
live
is
in
Korean, and
Cabo.
I'm sorry for not knowing that.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Sorry, Korea.
Yeah.
North
Too
and
far.
South.
To all of our Korean listeners.
Do not get Koreans mixed up with the Japanese. They do not like that.
Yeah, I did that already, and I'm apologizing
It's like calling
quickly.
you Canadian or something. You're not.
Oh, I'd rather be called Canadian.
I
Honestly.
mean, I'd be flattered.
Yeah.
Especially if I was abroad. I'd rather think they were I was Canadian,
Did
Yeah.
you say if you were a what?
abroad.
Like a lady?
Yeah. If I was a lady, I would definitely want to
If I
thought you
ever
thought you were a
travel-
1940s gangster again. Yeah, if I was abroad,
I was abroad, baby. Anyway.
If
Yeah,
I ever
see?
decide to travel overseas, I'm getting a Canadian, like proud to be a Canadian shirt, a big maple leaf on it, everything. I'm not going to have a single American flag on me.
I'm gonna say a boot a lot.
A boot. Yeah.
But you go traveling with your flag. It's random.
Well, no, clothing that has flags on it.
Yeah, why?
Do you own clothing that has flags on it?
My work hat has an American flag on the back.
What a loser.
I know where I live.
my
Need a
bosses are
bunch
very
of flags to
patriotic.
remind me.
Patriotic bosses.
Oh God.
Still made you work on 4th of July.
Nope.
Mine.
I didn't work on 4th of July or Labor Day.
I just happened to be off and didn't pick up a shift. They were open. People worked. It just wasn't me.
I feel like this might be the first year that payroll Monday didn't fall on 4th of July. Maybe it did. I don't know.
Maybe I did work. I don't care about that holiday.
4th of July.
I think I did work.
Yeah, but
Oh, whatever.
it's one of the, I was gonna say better Tom Cruise movies, but no, it's just a Tom Cruise movie.
No Born on the 4th of July or whatever. I've never seen it, but I was gonna reference it. I was just gonna like say something about.
I thought you were
language.
talking about Thunder Days.
What Thunder? What, you mean Days of Thunder?
Yeah, I don't know.
Thunder Days.
I tried to watch.
Was my favorite roller
The
coaster
Asylum
for a
knockoff.
long time.
I tried to watch his Mummy movie the other night. It's
Oh,
awful.
It's a stinker.
What
Yeah.
mummy movie?
There's a Tom Cruise The Mummy movie.
What?
And I was like, well, maybe Tom Cruise is known for action. I feel like they were like, hey, Tom Cruise, can you be Brendan Fraser, but not as good? And that's what they went for. I didn't realize how slapsticky it was going to be.
They're trying to do a horror version of Marvel.
they're trying to do a horror
They tried. Yeah.
with the classic Universal monsters.
Right.
Because I kind of like the Dracula Untold movie.
I still haven't watched that one.
It's forgettable, but it was, it wasn't so bad. I remember it being bad.
Was that the movie? That was his origin, right?
Yeah.
Where he is Vlad Tepes. And,
Mhm.
okay, that wasn't bad. I
It wasn't
enjoyed
bad.
that.
Yeah, it's forgettable, but it's not bad.
It was a good action flick.
Yeah.
When did this
Action
mummy
horror.
movie happen?
Mhm.
2020?
16, 15,
No,
17?
not even that old.
Is it not? It feels like it.
At least I don't think it is.
missed
It's
completely.
time has been flying.
2017.
Oh wow.
Hey!
Okay, so the main thing people remember about it is the trailer they released online that didn't have any like half the soundtrack was missing. So if you find it, you'll see a scene in it where Tom Cruise is being bashed around an airplane cockpit while
Oh.
it's spinning out of control, and it's just the noises he makes hitting shit. It's
It's great. It's great.
Like I remember the trailer, and I thought that it was more like Tomb Raider. Like there wasn't an actual mummy in it.
Oh
It
yeah.
was like him looking for like the mummy's tomb for treasure. I didn't realize all the supernatural stuff was real. Well, in the movie reel. Yeah, it's bad. I'll tell you, it's real. It's real bad.
Speaking of real supernatural stuff, how about those Mexican alien corpses?
Oh, for God's sake!
Oh
not
my
you.
Lanta.
I've seen more realistic pinatas.
You know what's funny about those is the internet was still new to us in 2002, 2003. And one of my first friends in college was big on like, you know, the Mexican government, aliens are real. And now that the internet's here and the world will know. I feel like he showed me that photo 20 years ago.
He did.
Yeah.
And it got debunked back then.
Yeah.
The dude just like, I guess he thought everybody had forgotten that he came out and was like, these are real aliens.
I mean,
And
half the
everybody
people
was
on
like,
the internet weren't
no.
born. So it's not a bad scam to try again.
You know,
But still.
Well, what happened was he ran out of the original hoax money.
Mm.
All the money he got from
a lot of
that
money in hoaxes.
I mean, if you can convince people they're real and they come pay money to see it.
Especially now everybody's like, oh, quick to make a GoFundMe
Yeah.
or something.
Speaking of which, you can find us on Patreon.
GoFundMe to buy Matt Frakes a personality.
Y'all can't afford that shit.
That is
If everybody in the world gave me $1, my personality would be.
He's
I
got
have money
personality.
now.
It's the pound cake of personalities. It's no chocolate layer cake. It's it's
Dude.
just dough
Lemon
and
pound
sugar.
cake is delicious.
Yeah, I didn't say lemon. Pound cake.
Depends on how dense it is.
Butter.
I like it when I think of mean jokes.
I thought that was hilarious. That was perfect.
No, I knew you.
It was
I knew
apt.
yeah, you're the pound cake of personalities.
At least you didn't say fruitcake. That's too zany.
Yeah.
Mm.
Also too flavorful.
If this was the 90s, I'd be like, we all know Terrence is the fruitcake of personalities. Hey-o.
Hey-o.
It's not because he's gay, it's the pineapple shirt.
Right.
Why not both?
It could be both.
It's because he always wears fruit-based attire.
I mean, you don't have to loud me out like that, but yeah.
I don't. There's multiple videos where this isn't a cartoon of you wearing that pineapple shirt. It's a go-to. I got this Godzilla shirt I've been wearing for like 3 days. It's fun.
That's your personality. Godzilla. Terrence is pineapple. I'm pound cake. Jeff is computers. And Mahogany is multilingual.
Yeah.
That sounds like a compliment, and I don't like it.
I was trying to think of like something that was appropriate and accurate at the same time.
Oh. Okay. Were you ever going to do the roll call, or did you be just skipping that?
I think we're Jeff.
Yeah.
No, I'll be upset.
We're all here. Looks like he's only grunted twice the past 20 minutes.
No, he said he's a dubber. He loves to- he rub a dubbed all over us. Raiders of the Lark 2.0. A loud static buzzing greets you as your eyes clear. The small escape vessel in which you have been unceremoniously shoved because of the crash. Immediately after it gave you a warning about a strong gravitational disturbance and warned you to buckle in for drift insertion, gassed you into unconsciousness. Now the gas is lifting. Your limbs feel stiff. And it takes a moment for you to get a little bit of control. You hear the sound of buzzing, clicking, and an audible hum. For each of you, you hear the phrase, status check complete. Health nominal. Environment nominal. Location unknown. Launching emergency beacon. And the beacons you hear, as well as feel, the small craft shake a little as something is a projectile, a missile even, fires itself off into the air. And then you feel air as your vessel opens. Weepskeep, we'll start with you. Your vessel opens and you feel nourished as the bright beams of sunlight come in through the little hatchway in the vessel. You feel it warm against your dermis, whatever it may be made of, bark. And you can see that the sun is a strange sort of a golden bronzy color. A little more red than you're used to, but it's out there. The air is fresh and everything is basically positively glowing with life in your field of vision. A lush green forest is ahead of you out the door of the capsule.
I will stretch and drink in the sunlight and step out of the pod.
All right. You step out of the pod. You are followed by the pod's other occupant, who stretches and looks around, scratches his furry chin and goes, "Ah, ugh, wilderness, jeez."
Thought we were all together in one pod.
You were not.
Nope.
Marcus.
No, not Marcus. You expect Marcus when you look down, but what you see is Joey Coco still holding on to his trophy from the award show.
Is he furry?
Yeah, he's a Yosoki.
Oh, yeah.
He's a rat man.
Oh.
He's a rat man. Skippity bop bop bit bop.
So, when are we gonna get rescued? You know?
I mean, we have the same information.
Yeah, but you're a mercenary, dancer, recording artist. I figured you'd have a little bit more on the ball,
No. We're in this together, buddy. What else is in the pod? Anything useful?
You see that it has 4 days worth of standard biological supplies. So 8 days for just him. You actually won't have problem finding food at all.
Yeah. But that's it. So to
That's
me,
it.
nothing specifically useful. And if he
Nope,
gets
just
on
what
my
you had on you.
nerves, I might eat some of his rations. But if he doesn't, I'll let him have them.
He looks around and looks a little dejected. He's like, "Do you hear that?"
Do I?
You stop for a moment and listen, and you hear what he hears, something you haven't heard in a very long time. Nothing but forest, nothing but sound, nothing but trees, nothing but wildlife. You hear nothing manufactured in the slightest. you hear wilderness, and you can see the Yosoki is immediately made uncomfortable by not hearing the hum of technology around him.
Quiet. Too quiet.
Then I need you to make perception check for me.
That's a good one. 29.
You notice a shadow coming over the little clearing that you landed in, just in time to see that there is a massive tree trunk basically falling through the air towards your escape pod.
Get the fuck out of Dodge.
Make a reflex save.
Ooh. 12.
Well, okay. You basically see this huge tree's trunk begins to just quickly lean down and slam into the escape pod that you're in. You hear a loud scream of terror as Joey Coco rolls out of the way and the thing lands squarely on top of you, or at least you think so. You find yourself in a hollow between two stout branches of the tree. Basically, it has missed you entirely, like Buster Keaton style, through a window.
Nice.
Buster Keaton is a silent movie star from the early days of cinema.
Thank you.
Everybody knows that.
I've heard the name.
I mean, yeah, I've heard the name, and I was just like, not Michael. Cool.
Oh, no.
He was famous for his elaborate stunts.
Are they related?
No, they're not. I don't think so anyway. But no, like, I thought everybody had seen like at least the clip of him like standing beside the road when an entire brick wall falls down on top of him and he just stands there while he goes through a window as the wall collapses.
I don't think I've seen him, but I've seen like the Looney Tunes do that. You know?
Yeah, he did. He is a real person who really did that.
Mm.
That was a real stunt, not just like a fake wall. That was just a fucking wall they knocked over onto him.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he was pretty extreme in his stunts. He fell off of a 5-story building through the awnings that just slowed him down enough to break a couple ribs.
Wow.
He's a madman. At any rate. Well, thank you for the necessary context, Frakes.
Mm-hmm. That you didn't think is necessary, but
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh,
And we all know that you're a time traveling.
He's abroad from the 1940s.
1940s. I'm a palooka from the 1940s. Anyway. It's like, oh, right. But yeah, as you're standing there amongst the limbs of the fallen tree, you were immediately surprised to see the tree trunk start to bow back upwards. The smashed portions of your escape pod fall off the stout trunk of the massive tree that destroyed it as it rights itself once more.
Oh no, it's planet Luddite.
Is this tree alive?
We'll find out in a minute.
It hates these cans.
The door of your escape pod opens. Essex? And you look around and you can see that you are in a what appears to be what appears to be a farm. You can see that there are many large-scale farming robots out there, plugging along, plowing fields, harvesting and whatnot. One of them is basically stalled in front of your escape pod, and it seems to be emitting a loud buzzer. Please remove yourself from the farming path. You are obstructing vital work of agriculture. Please, remove yourself from the
I quickly,
farming path.
quickly gather everything, get the hell out of the way.
You quickly gather everything, get the hell out of the way.
And is there anybody with me?
You lean in and you can see that your capsule has one other occupant who gets out rather laboriously carrying 2 large trunks. Oh, it's you. You're facing down, facing a well. It's Ambassador Kreider.
Well, hello.
Hi. I see we've been thrown together.
Interesting.
Yes, indeed. He grabs his last trunk and removes it from the escape pod. And does a little double clap. And the trunks unfold into three robots. He's like, "We're not going to have any trouble today, are we?"
I think we've already had trouble today.
Well,
now we just got to figure out where we're at.
Interpersonal trouble.
Oh, I haven't had interpersonal trouble.
Great. He looks around and says, you look up at the vaguely purplish sky with the clouds. The trees have sort of a dull reddish leaves on them. The ground itself has a sort of a strange golden color to the soil. You wouldn't know where we are, would you? I know I felt a distress beacon launch earlier.
Well, trying to think of my knowledge, are we in the drift? Is this another plane?
No, this appears to be a planet. Like
in the drift?
Yeah.
Or
no, not in the drift, outside the drift.
Okay. Can I see stars?
You not this time of day. You can see that there is it's just a bright lavender sky above you.
All right. Well, then going through my knowledge of the known planets in the realms, does this description match any that I might know?
It matches like several in various ways, but not all together. You can't think of one.
And I'll mention that.
He's like, it doesn't seem to fit any profiles I know of either, and I know quite a lot. Let's ask that native. You there? You see a figure moving across the field that is quickly joined by others. The figure is a tripodal species walking towards you. Another thing you don't recognize. It has 3 arms, 3 legs, 3 eyes, all equidistant from each other around the various sides of its body. And it seems to be mostly set up with, instead of clothing, a number of harnesses that hold tools. The creatures basically move their way in their roundabout walking towards you, and they begin jabbering at you in some language you don't understand. Do you have anything? Kreider asks.
I can share language with someone.
Well, try not to frighten them.
Up to 3 languages that you so I can kind of gift the creature up to 3 languages that I know.
Okay. Do you have to touch them or what?
Yeah, it is touch.
All right. They begin to slowly move towards you. Are you following suit?
Yes.
All right.
and try to be as non-aggressive as possible.
All right. As you move closer to them, they stop for a moment and then continue to get closer. Their bodies kind of moving in a gyroscopic fashion as each individual eye on the various sides of their body takes you in. One of them pulls a tool off his belt and begins to like click it at you. And then one of the other creatures begins to speak rather quickly, and then the one clicking at you speaks back.
And I will start speaking languages to so that they can actually hear.
All right, as you start
Just in case
talking,
of,
start talking, they back up just a few steps, and then the third one, who hasn't spoken yet, says, looks excited and go and what two of its arms begin to wave around furiously.
So the excited one is the one I hit with the share languages.
All right, make a quick touch attack, I guess.
Okay. And as soon as I do this, I will immediately retreat back and kind of hold my hands out in a neutral manner.
Okay.
Rolled a 15.
All right, yeah, you're able to easily, quickly reach over and tap the creature as you cast your spell. He almost doesn't even notice. He backs up well after the fact that after you did it, like he didn't register at first. What language are you teaching it, or you're learning from it, or whatever?
I'm teaching it mostly, especially common.
All right.
And let me see. Got some other choices here. So I've got. Let me see. I got Common, Aslanti, Terran, Vesk, Ignan, Aran, Aquan. So Aklo, Aslanti, and Common will be the three languages I choose.
All right. He's still talking in his native language as he continues to address the other people. What are you saying to him?
I will speak in Common, and I will introduce myself.
All right. After you introduce yourself, the creature stops, and one of its faces spins around to look at you. The creatures only seem to have one mouth coming out the top of their heads, but this one is hanging open, as it were, upwards, and then it addresses you in its own tongue, then thinks for a moment, and then addresses you back. You can talk. I can talk. You what? Huh?
I have gifted you with the ability to speak one of our languages.
Oh my God! Begins to talk to his cohort really quickly, who are just as shocked as you are. He says, "I told him that you told what you did.
It's not something I can do often.
Are you aliens?"
Theoretically, yes.
He begins going back to his own language and hopping up and down excitedly, and like points at them. He's like, points at you, points at them, points at himself with all three hands. The other two look way more cautious about things, and like what the guy with the clicking tool has switched it to something a little more dangerous looking, and the other one has picked up a stick.
Those should not be needed.
Yeah, he's like,
at least with me, it won't.
What brings you to our planet?
An accident?
Really? Meanwhile, further down the pipe, the first thing you hear, Geist, is the sound of yawning as Marcus puts some rubs sleep out of his eyes and hops up out of the little cradle of of the escape pod. Your own seatbelts and whatnots unfasten themselves as the stasis gas wears off.
I'm picturing that scene from Star Trek 4, The Journey Home, after they slingshot around the sun and get sent back in time, and everybody's just like, okay. So, where are we? Is there any way to pull up coordinates or anything on the pod or my data pad or anything?
Marcus, or rather, you look around the pod and it seems pretty functional, only in that it's there for escape and a few days with survival. However, you're on solid land because you can see it out the doorway. A little voice you vaguely remember is mentioning that there is breathable atmosphere with only 10.2 possible contaminant hazards. 10.2% possible contaminant hazards.
I will scour the pod for all of the emergency supplies that would probably be sent with it.
You let me know if you see any cat food.
This is probably doubtful. You'll probably have to share whatever the rations are with me.
All right, but don't eat a lot. I need energy.
You'll be fine. You have plenty to spare, Marcus.
He hops out the front door while you're looking around. Guys?
Yes, 1 second. I will be right there.
Guys?
Yes, I'm coming. And I will grab the pack of emergency supplies and come out of the capsule.
As you step out the capsule, it's pretty clear what Marcus is seeing. The same thing you are. You are in the shattered ruins of an abandoned city. With dark, blasted skies. It looks like this place is the ground zero of some kind of horrible apocalypse. I was really hoping there'd be a hotel nearby.
There probably is, but I doubt it is functional. Come on, hop up, and I'll pat my shoulder.
All right. He attempts to hop, and he's like, all right, hold on. And he hops on something else, then hops on something else higher, hops on the pod, then hops on your shoulder.
Yes, get the running start. Come on, Tub Tub.
Ugh, I don't like this.
Well, whenever we find ourselves in situations that are unideal, we must simply make the best of it, yes?
Yeah. Right. You're right. Absolutely. What is that stuff on our ship?
I'll turn and look at our ship.
You turn and look at your ship and you say, it looks like someone has spray painted the words, start here. And another piece of graffiti says, 5 minutes, then run. Another one says, good luck, lover. And you see that there are clamp marks on the side of your vessel, as if it was recently roughly moved from one location to another.
Not like they were trying to get in, but like someone picked it up and moved it.
Yes.
We are not alone.
How long have we been out of this vessel, exactly?
I believe this may have happened while we were unconscious inside.
Great. Well, that's a relief because you see a small red dot appear on the cat's forehead as you look over while you're talking to him. Well, as long as we don't have to worry about anything.
I will duck and cover.
All right, you leap out of the way. You hear
securing him and the pack, and I'll just kind of army roll into some cover.
All right, you army roll in the cover just as a piece of the escape pod explodes off in a concussive blast.
Oh, I thought it was a laser sight.
It was.
Oh. Oh shit. Okay.
Fuck.
Out comes the gun, quick draw.
All right.
It looks like we are not only not alone, but we are also in danger. Keep your wits about you.
Yeah, totally.
Was it just me and Marcus in the pod?
Yes.
Okay, good. Oh no, we lost Puzzbutt.
Maybe.
Meanwhile, you hear the sound of your escape pod opening, and you know you don't have a lot of time.
To enjoy this paradise planet I've landed on.
Quick, someone fetch me a Mai Tai.
Oh. Bikini-clad lizard ladies and all the margaritas I can handle? Hooray!
Valgorth, you look at your escape pod from the outside again. You've been on this loop 3 times already, but now you know. Now you're for certain. Now you know what's going to happen and when it's going to happen, and you're a little bit more ready. The gravitational anomaly caused by the ship, the Golden Resplendent Grand Marchioness Alizena's explosion, has set you on an unfortunately familiar path for you. You are caught in a time loop. The door of your escape pod opens, and you see yourself looking back at yourself as you are stumbling out, followed by the goblin reporter Puzzbutt.
He's essential to the timeline, and I have no idea why.
You know that in 15 minutes a ship is going to land, and in the last 2 loops a different ship has landed each time. You need to make sure that it's the right ship that lands, which means when you are jerked out of this timeline once again and along the path, there are many obstacles you must face. You see yourself as you saw yourself 4 times before now. You step out, you give yourself a wave, and you disappear. The you that's stepping out, hopefully, is the you that will be you. Meanwhile, Weepscape, this place is, for all intents and purposes, paradise for your species. Now, while you are used to, space travel and all the weird, fun, luxurious amenities that can provide, you know that this place is ideally suited to a species like yourself.
Weepskeep's gonna start panicking. This isn't her home world, is it?
It's clearly not. The trees here are too robust. Like your home world is more manicured, more controlled.
Okay.
This one is
Relaxing?
pure wild jungle.
Can I try to speak to the tree?
The one that smashed the ship?
Mm-hmm. Does it speak Cobbin or Gorin or Vesk or Sylvan?
You try all. As you're trying, a voice behind you, and Joey Coco, who is following out of curiosity and mainly terror, answers you in Sylvan.
Ugh.
The elders do not speak to you.
Who's that?
You turn around and you see that there is a creature. Gosh, what is it? A small vegetative creature, much like yourself, but like much smaller, maybe like 2 feet tall. That has sort of worked its way out of the woods. You know that there's sort of a derogatory name that they call them in the other parts of known space. Vegapigmies.
I make a point to not call them that.
All right. But it speaks to it turns to you and says, the elders don't speak to you unless you are one with us. How do you not know that? How are you not one? It's surprised.
I am not from here.
Are you an invader? We have heard tales of invaders. We expected them.
Nothing like that. Nothing like that. Just lost. Accidental. I'm here by accident. I don't even know where here is.
Here is here.
Does here have a name?
Well,
What do you call it?
we call it home. It's just home.
Just home, eh? Have you ever met anyone else from not from home?
A few have tried to invade,
No, I
but
take it
the elders take care of them in general.
So you don't have a way to leave, then?
Leave?
Yes, I'd like to get back to where I call home. And this creature with me as well.
The creature looks at Joy Coco and says, "My goodness, you're a big one. Biggest I've ever seen."
Biggest what?
It struggles for the word. And it settles for not plant or in a very crude kind of
just so you
nibbling?
know, little one, there are way bigger not plants out there. But don't worry. We're not a threat. We're just looking to get back home.
Holy moly, I'm a giant here? That's amazing.
I'm still bigger than you. Shut up.
All right.
I'll ask the little guy. Is there anyone else? Someone that's not quite an elder, but older than you that I can speak with?
Oh, yes, many.
Will you show us the way?
Very well. It begins to walk, and it's got a very, very slow, trundling movement. It says, it shouldn't take more than 4 or 5 days. Or 4 and 5 cycles.
I'll stop mimicking his movements because I wanted to get them down for my next dance routine.
Okay.
It's pretty neat. And I'll be like, is there any... Can you point me in the direction so that I can move faster? Like maybe if I pick you up, we can go quicker.
All right,
Take us less
but
time.
don't let the nibbler touch me.
I won't. Trust
I've
me.
been attacked by his ilk before. The elders say they're natural parts of the maintenance of home, but I don't like them.
I'll keep him away from you. Don't worry.
He's like,
If you're
what?
up here, and I'll sit him on my shoulder. I was like, if you're up here, he can't get you.
Yeah, and I'm not big on salads either, so you're pretty safe.
You can ignore him. I do.
What's a salad?
Don't worry about it.
The creature points you in the right way, and you begin heading off in that direction. And as you move through, now that you've been exposed to one of the locals, you can start to see that there are, in fact, quite a lot of locals that have been watching you guys since you landed. The little fellow on your shoulder waves to some of them as you march through their territory. And you head out deeper and deeper into the woods. Meanwhile,
I just like to say I don't move through the area. I groove through the area.
oh, sorry.
Anyway.
Haven't you been paying attention, Terrence?
I'm going to start drinking now, and I'm not going to stop until everyone's angry at me.
All right, Matt.
Oh,
Meanwhile, Essex, you are basically, for the duration of your spell, you're having to explain as much as this fellow can comprehend about what you're saying. Like
It lasts 24 hours.
Oh, last 24 hours. Okay, then this is going to go quite differently. You're basically having to like listen to your conversation being repeated back in a foreign language as you have it, and then one of the fellows kind of wanders off, and the one that you are communicating with is like, I don't think anyone understands. You know, I have always theorized that there's life out there, but no one ever listens to me. I'm just some crackpot. So, do you want to, like, I don't know, be taken to our leader? Are you here for our women?
No.
Oh. Well, yeah, he looks at you up and down and says, yeah, I don't think our women would go for this either.
Fuck you too, buddy.
I'm just looking for a place to stay for a while and not bother anybody and not have anybody bother me.
Okay. All right, so just keep a normal kind of look on your face while I tell you this. My father and brother have decided to call the government, and he went up to the farmhouse to the call for somebody. And please don't get hostile or upset or act like you understand what I'm saying. Your friend back there with are those real robots? Oh my gosh.
Let me just make a suggestion. Stop your friends and family from doing something stupid, because I'm reasonable. My friend back here has the capacity to go crazy and have those robots do stupid stuff that would be very bad for everybody.
Oh my
Right
God.
now, he's being very calm.
Ryder looks at you with his arms crossed. I am very, very calm. But yes, indeed, this could go ugly for you and your people. The little tripodal creature is like, I don't know. I'll try. He basically lifts it toward the farmhouse, and you see the third one, presumably the oldest one, the father, still holding what you assume to be a weapon in his hands, kind of like giving you 3 squinty eyes in rapid succession. Well, I say we kill them and just get out of here. I mean, clearly they are primitives.
Yeah, but I get it. But the less hostile we are, the more likely we are to find more information. And instead of irritating everybody and have a bunch of people attacking us all the time, let's try to see if we can do this more diplomatically. And you're a diplomat, so...
Yes, but diplomats are people that go where the diplomacy would matter. This is a backwoods nowhere that doesn't even have intergalactic contact. Worthless.
supposedly.
One would hope they wouldn't keep their people this back.
Well, there might be another other entities that are surveilling this world, and they've decided to keep this world in a backwards state of mind while they allowing it to grow. So
You
we might
watch too
grab
much
other
science fiction, you know that.
yeah, well, of course, but I'm hoping that, I mean, there are governments out there that their whole thing is to control the populace, and how better to control the populace by not letting them know that there's more out there than just what is here. So the less we intrude and less more that we cause problems, less likely we will have bigger issues.
You know, you would make a fantastic bureaucrat.
No, I'm too freewheeling.
Sure.
It's a prestige class that opens up at level 9. I'm waiting on it.
He's Crider holds his position for a moment while your contactee turns back. He's like, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I missed it. I was too late. I tried to hang it up, and I think I might have made it worse.
Well, be ready for the repercussions, and warn your family that well, actually, don't warn them. We'll just tell them this: it's in everybody's best interest for us to be to go somewhere that's further away from everybody, so that we don't cause issues.
All right. He jabbers at his father, presumably, and all three of his eyes kind of bulge as he moves in rapid succession. Again, he begins to spiral his way up towards the farmhouse along with his son, who calls out and says, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Try to get away. I'm very sorry about this.
A very friendly terrestrial.
Crider's like, so,
Let's start going somewhere else.
yes, well, all right. He,
Grimjace is just shoveling all the rations in his face. Fuck you, Crider. You're not getting any of this.
he snaps his fingers, and you see two of the robots, or rather, one of the robots reconstitute itself into a makeshift hover bike, which he gets on. He's like, well, it's been surreal. I'll be heading off now. Enjoy whatever else you're doing on this planet. I'm going to get away from the obvious hurdles you will present in an escape.
Oh, yeah. Well, I would like to say that we probably could work together for at least a short period of time, but you're you and I'm me.
Yes.
And it's probably better that it was me that was put in the pot with you than one of my other companions, because at least I can be reasonable.
Oh, really? Well, then, if we escape from this place, please, don't hesitate to contact me. You have information that I'm willing to pay quite a lot of money for. And with 100% assuredness, keep my word on not harming you after I get it.
I'm still trying to figure out what you need, why you need information, and what it's for.
Do you really not know?
Honestly, yeah.
Well, I don't see why I should weaken my position by telling him goodbye. He takes off on his speeder, followed by his two robots, which are blasting off from boot rockets behind him.
Leaving me behind is more likely to not give you the information that you need later.
Don't worry, there's still 3 more of you to get.
But maybe they don't have the information you need.
But as you say that, he's too far out of distance. Crider's trust, apparently, is difficult.
All right.
Game.
I disappear.
You disappear?
I'm going to hiding.
What are you doing specifically?
Looking for a place to go hide. Looking
All right,
around
Nearby
around
is,
the
of
area.
course, this place is set up very much like your standard farm. Sure, the buildings are shaped a little weird. Everything's kind of rounded here. But you see that there is both a farmhouse and a barn. You see there are other small utility buildings nearby. You know you have to be at least somewhat near civilization. 40 or 50 kilometers at least, as they don't just build farms in the middle of nowhere.
I've been to Cross. That's not
And
true.
and you can see their technology is not exactly super backwards. They have autonomous farming vehicles.
All right. Trying to go to one of their little sheds and see if I can cobble something together that I can
All
use as
right.
a vehicle.
Okay. You you run up to one of their sheds and you open it up, and it is indeed filled with the kind of things you would expect to find in a farmer's shed. Tools of various makes and models. There is some sort of kind of old looking vehicle in there. But the design seems fairly familiar, not like something you've seen before specifically, but it is using a very basic grav technology.
Vroom, vroom.
But you know it's probably going to take you at least a few minutes of futzing with the computer to try and figure out how to get it to work.
Computer
Okay.
engineering.
Engineering, actually.
Okay. Let's reroll. All right. That'll be 22.
22. All right. Yeah, you figure it out. You see that the seat is more like a stool, but that's fine. You can slot two of your legs in the three-legged slot kind of arrangement. You see that the controls basically slide all around you once you sit and get inside. So you know you're gonna have to like spin around the whole time you're trying to fly. It's made for somebody whose eyes are always pointed forward. So it's going to be kind of a difficult drive, but you get it running.
All right.
Just in time as you are pulling out of the barn to see a number of other hover vehicles pulling up. You see that they are large and black, and there are a number of armored tripodal soldiers getting out. And there also seems to be a couple of atmospheric vehicles that are on the way, but not there yet. And you basically take off, and we'll come back to you in a minute.
Yep.
Valgorth. You appear at the first place you've been appearing. You know that it is the wrecked planet. You're standing what was probably once a communication booth, a public utility on a planet that is now utterly destroyed. You basically are standing inside, and you know that Geist and Marcus are going to come running around the corner in like 5 seconds, being followed by shots. And the last time you were here, you saw Marcus get shot in the back of the head, and Geist turn around to get winged in the leg, crippling him before you disappeared. You assumed that, and by the time you had gotten back, you found them both dead. This one is one of the hardest bits as you... Geist and Marcus round the corner, and you know you have a bare moments to act. What are you doing?
I mean, I probably would have been fine with Marcus getting shot to death, right?
It's up to you.
I mean, did the ship that I want to land?
You don't know until you've done this.
Oh. I suppose.
Here's the thing. You disappeared before you got into the escape pod.
What does that mean?
Huh?
What does that mean?
It means you disappeared before you got into the escape pod. It means that before you were into the escape pod, you disappeared and were time warped into this loop. Now you know at some point you reappear right before you get back into the escape pod.
I'm
On the
confused.
ship?
Yeah.
Huh?
Are you
Talking about the ship?
on the cruise?
Of the cruise ship.
Oh, so I'm back on the cruise ship.
No, you're not on the cruise ship. You're on the destroyed planet. You disappeared from this cruise ship right before you were deposited into the escape pod. You haven't been to the escape pod yet. This you. Are you not following me?
So where am I? Where am I at now? I'm on the planet.
Yes.
You're so he's on the planet in a time loop, and the him that he is currently now was never in the escape pod, never made it to the escape pod. He just showed up on this planet in this time loop.
This
No.
is Valgorth. This is Valgorth B. Valgorth A was the one that saw the first where he got out of the escape pod. This is Valgorth B that got transported straight from the ship to here, which is now seeing you. And there's probably about 13 other Valgorth versions. Or at least that's how I'm interpreting it.
Pretty much, yes. You know that at some point in the future, you right now, are going to be transported back to the exploding cruise ship and be dropped into the escape pod and escape. So you know at least you're safe, as far as you know, provided you can stay alive during this whole debacle.
So what's threatening me right now?
Nothing's threatening you. You just know that the last two times the ship that landed to rescue you, which you saw, was 3 different ships. None of them were friendly.
So you're doing the Doctor Strange permutations of time thing right now? Is that what you're saying, Terrence?
Kind of. But not really. He's going in a straight line. Or rather, he's going in a
seeing
straight...
different parts of it at different times.
Yeah, you're going in a straight loop. Like the ship was about to blow up. But as you were going down into the escape pod, you disappeared. And now you're doing this. But you know that at some point, the energies, and this has happened to you before, particularly in the first time it ever happened to you. You know that the energies that cycle this sort of thing up do wind down. You only have so many chances to get things correct.
I guess I'm just not sure what to do.
Well,
Go to the escape pod.
I was telling you exactly what happened last time you were here, and I'm giving you a chance to do something about it.
Save Marcus and Geist.
Right, but they're not here yet, and neither is the ship that's shooting at them. Right?
Yeah, I'm telling you, they're about to run around the corner, and then they do. What are you doing?
Oh, then I can round the corner and start shooting at whoever's shooting at them.
If you like, yes.
I'll do that.
All right.
That's the first thing that came to my head.
Okay. You burst out of the essentially the shattered phone booth you appeared in, and basically leap around the corner just as Marcus and Geist are coming around as well. Geist, you see Valgorth briefly as he zooms past you in the other direction, firing up at a particular angle. Give me a shot, would you, Valgorth?
Sure. Bam. 21.
All right. Let's see. Okay. You fire your shot. You hear it ricochet in the distance, and you don't see any return fire as Marcus and Geist leap around the corner. Geist, as you turn around to check and see Valgorth is there, he's gone. But you do hear a voice like on old intercom systems crackle to life all around you. I told you I'd get you for this. I don't know why you're acting this way, Ferlin, but I am very, very disappointed.
Oh, this bitch. Okay. I activate my stealthing field after tucking Marcus away into the backpack and securing the backpack onto my back. And can I do a mysticism or science roll? It wouldn't be life science. a mysticism or physical science roll to see if I recognize the fact that Valgorth disappeared due to the same shit that was happening on the ship?
Yeah, go ahead. Actually, it's just easy to assume that. You know that it was something was odd happening with Valgorth there, and you see that it's obviously still happening. Valgorth is being yo-yoed through time still.
Do I see his pod?
You do not.
Okay. Yeah, I will activate my cloaking field, go all predator, and start hunting her instead.
You begin to hunt her. Princess.
I'm assuming it's Princess.
It was Princess's voice for certain. Apparently, by some means, she was able to track down the pod that you escaped in, keep it in stasis, and transport you here to apparently what is her private game preserve.
Yeah, so gun in one hand, bone blade extended, and Marcus in the backpack on my back, secured.
Is she trying to kill me? I was a wedding gift.
Shush. You're attached to me now. That means that you are fair game. Unless you want me to leave you in this busted phone booth.
No.
Let's go. This is my wheelhouse, baby. And I will start stealthily stalking through the ruins of this live fire paintball field.
Okay.
I will take out any henchman or minion or robot I come across.
Cool. You begin heading that way, heading towards where you think, actually, your main clue is that the shooting at you stopped when Valgorth appeared and shot in the direction from behind you.
Mm-hmm.
So he provided you with at least a general clue.
Yep, I will go that way. My stealth will be...
You've got a moth attacking.
28.
You begin moving stealthily across the city as we transfer views.
Sorry, 38.
No, sorry. You move extremely stealthily across the city as we transfer views back to Weepskeep. Weepskeep, you are walking, and you see that you've got a little bit of a following going on. Like they're lagging way behind because you're walking much faster. But these little vegetable creatures are basically coming out of the woodworks to watch you and follow you a ways. But as they follow you and drop behind you, more come out to try and do the same. Everyone wants to see, he says. They're all
cool.
Huh?
I said, I want to see everyone. Tell them to come out. Come on.
They can hear me. I'm talking about it to them now.
Do you speak to them silently? Like, are you a telepath?
No. We just talk through, the web.
Oh, right. I have no idea what he's talking about.
You see that when he says that, he points to like a small patch of mushrooms growing on the side of his head.
Oh, I still don't know what he's talking about.
Right. You have life science?
I don't think so. Let me see. Boop, that one. Oh yeah, I have the same. I do have I do have with my spacefarer thing. I get to reduce the DC of physical science checks to racial knowledge about strange new worlds or features of space by 5. So
Okay.
I have that. If it were a physical science thing, but
It's a life science, I'm afraid.
unfortunately, okay. Oh, that's good. That's 19.
All right.
18 on the die. We out.
You, given your familiarity with, the basic biology of planet creatures and just plants in general, what with it being kind of the stuff that you were made of.
Mm-hmm.
You know that most planets generally have particularly forested areas, have a vast network of interconnected underground fungi that people have, or at least other scientists have long theorized that is how trees talk to each other via electrical impulses, like just basic kind of simple kind of information, basically like danger, or like whenever one of them is injured or fallen, or whenever there's forest fires or things like that. These kind of things reverberate through these webs of fungus that grow underground.
See, where I'm from, we call it the net. That's why I didn't know what you were saying.
That's who we're seeing, the webmaster. As he leads you on, Valgorth, you appear here. You see that on the lush jungle world around you, that you don't see the dead body of Joey Coco, a difference that has happened already amongst the wreckage of the escape pod Weepskeep was in. And you can see in the distance that they are walking away. But you are surrounded by strange little vegetable creatures that are very surprised to see you here, appearing out of nowhere. This part has always been like the most nebulous to you, or at least in the last few go-rounds. At some point, something happens to Weepskeep, but you have never been able to catch up with her to find out. Now, not seeing Joey Coco dead, that's a good sign. It means you've done something right on your previous go-round, but it's difficult to say what. One of the little creatures speaks to you. Do you speak Sylvan at all?
I don't know if I actually have bothered to pick any languages. Where is that at on his Vestia? No, I haven't picked any languages. 25% chance?
Sure, yeah, roll it.
Nope.
All right. It talks to you, and when it sees she doesn't answer, it like points that way towards Weepskeep. And then it like starts pointing at your gadgets that you carry around, particularly like your weapons and whatnot.
It's just crazy to me that in this day and age, real life day and age, there's translators out there, but spaceships and shit, I can't just open an app and go talk to this and it tell me. And I was about to Google if there was one in Starfinder, which I'm sure there is, but I'm out of paradoxes to just be like, oh, I've got one. So,
we don't have like our ship to ship or our whatever, like our helmets that we have on, we can't communicate with each other.
I mean, we could.
Yeah, actually, you could probably communicate with her via your gear. You are patched into her.
Mm. Oh, then I'll do that. Well, I'll follow where the little thing pointed.
Okay. It begins to follow along after you as you're moving towards, and you see that there's a lot of other natives that you're going to have to step around and wave through heading towards you. What are you saying to her? What are you saying to her on your communication? You probably don't have a lot of time here.
That I don't have a lot of time here, but I feel like I could help.
What? Where are you? What? Where are you?
Send her a quick screenshot of what I'm looking at.
You're looking at a bunch of confused looking vegetable people.
and I see myself in that picture,
In the distance, yes.
I turn around and I start waving at you.
In the past iterations, what's happened? Do I know what's happened to Weed Skeep?
The last thing the only thing solid you saw was a monstrous woodland-like creature. It looks like just a hulking beast made of vegetation and wood that was basically stalking around and at one point firing massive seed pods across the forest towards something, and you caught just the barest glimmer of her reading from her her helmet, but it happened so fast that time then that you didn't really have a good grasp on it. But you know there's something dangerous out here.
There's a dangerous tree folk out here that can fire seed pods. It's coming.
Seed pods.
As you turn him, as you pause and wait for him to catch up, you see him move into a small crowd of the creatures coming towards you and then not come out the other side. Indeed, he didn't have long here.
Can I ask the little thing? When we go see the what did you call him? The webmaster?
Yes, the webmasters are very wise.
There are more than one.
Oh, yes.
There are webmasters. Are they nice?
What do you mean?
Are they you say you don't see a lot of people that are not from here.
No, we don't see invaders often. Not for long.
You keep saying invaders. What happens to these invaders that you see?
Well, the invader that you came in was destroyed by one of the elders. Thankfully, they freed you from the invader.
So that was an invader, not me.
Of course not.
Okay. And my small, what'd you call him, nibbler?
Yes.
Would you call that an invader also?
It depends on how much he eats.
Oh, he's got his own food. He doesn't worry. He doesn't eat plants.
But no, he does not give off the smell invaders do.
Okay, so you're...
I don't stink. I don't know why people say that.
So you're not trying to assimilate me or anything?
What?
I know, it's a big word. I barely know what it means. But I think you're not trying to make me one of you, are you?
No, you're obviously not one of me. You are one of you.
Okay. All right, so let's go see this webmaster.
You could be one of us, however, if you like.
What do you mean by us?
Home. Home is us. We are home.
You know, I saw something back that way. If you give me just a minute, I'll be right back. And Weepskeep's like, don't worry to Joey Coco. I'll be right back, okay?
Where you going?
I'm gonna start heading back the way that I saw Valgorth.
All right.
I'll be right back. Promise. I'll be just hold that thought.
I'll wait here.
Okay.
He takes a step away from Joey Coco, but stays where he is otherwise.
Yeah, I'm a little nervous that I'm gonna get like eaten or assimilated or something, so I'm starting to head away from them.
All right. You hear the sound of the hover engines rev up as you burst out of the barn, Essex. And you can see the government ships of the triportal creatures, government vehicles, the triportal creatures are dislodging numerous troops as you make your way by them. The thing is not super fast, but it doesn't look like anything is super fast here. All the vehicles are fly at a pretty reasonable clip, and you're unsure if that is built-in safety or just these creatures do not even fathom going fast in general. As you spin around in the seat trying to keep the controls under control, your eyes catch at the back of the rusty hover vehicle Valgorth. Just there 1 second, there not there 1 second, not there 1 second, there the next, appearing behind you.
After his experience on the ship, I'm kind of curious if he's jumping through time again.
All right.
I'm intelligent enough to know that he something's been happening weird with him. So, and I'll look back at him and like, hey, any idea where we're at? I'm being chased by a bunch of creatures that I have never met before, and I don't know what planet I'm on. And Kreider's here with me, by the way, somewhere.
All right. Well, you get that burst of information, Valgorth, something that you hadn't gotten before, because the last time you were here, you saw this little dumpy truck get exploded.
I'm making progress. I don't know how I'm making progress. This timeline's more fucked up than Terminator Genesis, but I'm figuring it out.
Make an engineering check, Chief Engineer.
I can do that. I could roll a 2 for a 16.
All right. That's fine. You look at this hunk of junk around you, and realize that you need a constant third arm in order to maintain any kind of speed on one of these vehicles. Meaning that if you help Essex with the driving while you're here, he might be able to escape.
So I should drive. I will drive. You do your thing.
We both have to drive.
You both have to drive. It's made for a 3-armed person with 3 legs.
Valgorth has a tail.
That's true. You could use your tail.
But that does negate the third leg aspect. Unless...
but does it?
I don't know what your species' proportions are.
I just,
That's not in the Alien Archive books, is it?
Well, how big their penis is?
I was gonna say, if you don't know, then you already know. You've seen him.
He doesn't even wear pants. He's a lizard man.
Oh, I wear pants. I have to.
Yeah, it's a spacesuit.
I don't want any chafing.
Oh. I have to wear pants to keep that thing locked up.
I need support.
I got 28 on my piloting check.
All right. Give me a piloting check as well, Valgorth.
Fuck you, Jeff. I got a 34.
All right. The two of you are now
I rolled an nat 20.
Yeah,
now with an extra arm and leg between you are able to find a way to get this thing to go well above its factory standard settings.
Look at how I drive without using my hands, Essex.
Nope. Not gonna happen. Erased from my mind.
It's not just my tail that's prehensile.
The rusted hover vehicle, let's face it's got a sort of a flattened bed on the backs for carrying, small loads, and it seems to have a rack for weapons around on the back window. It also has a number of stickers in a language you don't understand, but all of them have real, like, kind of fading patriotic kind of appeal to There's also what appears to be a sort of an air freshener hanging down from the center rear screen that if you were to guess, it would probably be a female of this species in a sexy pose. But the smell is long gone, so now it's just a dirty picture. But you get the old hover pickup in gear and get it down the road. Meanwhile, you hear from overhead the sound of the aerial vehicles attempting to follow you as you're driving along. You see them, however, cut off and begin heading in a different direction, as if they've caught something more interesting on their scans.
As I see that, I'm going, that's probably Kreider doing something stupid with his 2 robots.
Meanwhile, the other trucks, however, are following down the road, and you see several of the tripoidal creatures sticking their heads out of various windows, firing weapons at your pickup truck. However, your fancy driving helps you to avoid them. Excuse me. Give me another driving check as you are rounding a dead man's curve. Or piloting check, you know what I mean.
All right.
20.
Yeah, mine's like a 8 plus, what was it, piloting? Oh, 8 plus 15.
All right. I was looking for a 25. This is a particularly difficult one. So, unfortunately, as you're rounding the dead man's curve, the hover pickup overbalances, tumbles off the road, begins smashing end over end on the side. The ship begins to fill with some kind of safety foam, giving you. I'll give you the opportunity to flee or enjoy the safety of the foam.
Is there a way to actually straighten the vessel up to where you ride down the side?
I'll give you one emergency piloting check. How about
Okay.
that? It's going to be difficult. Same difficulty, actually.
For each of us, or just
I rolled a 17.
One of you gets it. You both get it.
Plus 15.
Will that get you?
good,
What is it?
I
30,
failed again.
32? 33?
All right.
33.
33.
No, 32. 32.
You even as the ship is filling with the safety foam, you're able to ride it, but you know you're going to be stuck in this vessel once it starts to harden, which you see it immediately. It almost does begin to do. What are you doing?
Tumbling out.
All right. A quick draw from your blaster blasts the front window out of the vehicle, and you're able to leap out of the foam before it fully hardens around you. Give me a reflex save.
All right. Let's see. 18.
18.
Natural 1.
Okay. You, Essex, you leap out, you tumble on the ground, you are able to stop yourself from taking too much damage, but you still take 5 points of stamina, I suppose.
Okay.
Yeah. Meanwhile, you see Valgorth trying to leap to safety as well. He disappears out of view.
Bye, Valgorth.
And takes a hard and you appear back in the shattered city, taking a horrible tumble down some shattered concrete and steel. For 13 stamina.
That could have been my health. We don't know how much damage I'm still rocking from last time.
It's true. Do you even know?
I do.
Oh, okay.
I'm currently now at 15 out of 49 stamina.
When you tumble to the ground, Valgorth, you are basically standing at the foot of a massive mecha that is basically hunched down, and covered over with very light kind of disguising kind of tarps and debris. The thing is glittering new and pink.
It's a pink mecha.
It is pink mecha.
Dope.
Princess.
Nobody will suspect the pink mecha. Have I seen this before?
You have not seen this before, or rather, you saw you saw on your first time around a violent explosion rip a massive area into the ground where Geist and the cat were, that had come from the other side of the city. You now know where the explosive missile came from.
This mecha.
This mecha.
Is anybody?
What?
Do I see anybody piloting the mecha?
No, it seems to be on standby. You see that your comms, after a little bit of searching, reconnect to Geist.
Still alive, buddy?
Guys, you've been moving around the city.
I will sub-vocalize through my stealth suit. I am still here. I am currently hunting whatever is hunting me. Marcus is safely tucked away. Where are you?
It's me, Marcus.
I need your exact coordinates, not so I can shoot a missile at you. I say this as I'm climbing into the mech to figure out how to shoot missiles.
Is there any way for me to get my coordinates?
You an idiot.
and to track his coordinates.
You don't know your actual GPS positioning on the planet. However, your comm link system gives you a good as the crow fly indicators to how many meters or kilometers you are away, in a kind of a straight line capacity.
How far am I?
You're like a half kilometer from him.
I am only a half click from you. FYI, this is a princess is hunting. I don't know if she has henchmen. Have I seen any henchmen or minions since I've started hunting?
Not yet.
I haven't seen any of her men yet. But I will start working my way towards you and we can work together.
Yeah. So I've got his coordinates.
Yeah.
Which direction are the bad guys from you?
I do not know. I can't see anyone.
Cool. Don't go left. And I'm just going to, if I can, just unload the missiles this thing has far to his left where he won't get hurt until it's out of missiles. That way I know, even if I time jump again, this thing won't have missiles left to shoot at him later.
All right. As you're heading up to the cockpit, you see that it is, it's got a passcode on it. You can guess, or you can make a engineering check to try to or computer check to try to bypass it.
What was I just looking at?
Also ask me. I might have some insight into what this megalomaniac woman would passcode her mecha, her pink shiny mecha.
I'm a goddess.
I will ask him, but I will also cast Identify on it.
Yep.
Ooh.
This spell allows you to attempt to identify the function of a magic item or technological device with a +10 insight bonus to skill checks to identify the properties and command words or passwords of the items targeted when using the spell.
All right.
Oh,
Good
wow.
spell. Good spell.
Make your check then.
So use my Identify.
Wait. Before you do, what is your guess that it's going to be, Geist?
I was actually going to see if there was something I could roll to see if I could remember any of her passcodes. But since it is Princess, I will say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It's password.
Guessed.
It's password with a pound sign at the end of it. And without Identify, that's a 31. So I got a 41 on an engineering check.
All right. You make a couple of quick checks. You make a couple of quick passes at figuring it out, and then it comes to you. What else could it possibly be but princess?
Yes.
Boo.
one of my passwords for one of my non-important things that I use is wrong again, all one word.
I'm gonna have your checking account so fast.
It's not my checking account, buddy.
It's his
one of those-
Pornhub because he
I was
likes to
about to
log in
say.
and leave comments sometimes.
It's one of my sites that I don't like to tell people I look at.
Who makes comments on porn videos? This is what I don't get. Like, ooh, that's so hot. I'd really fuck that. I'm like,
Let me give me a critique.
yeah, like these people aren't gonna see this shit.
I'll have to dig it up, but at one point in time, I had a Reddit post saved that was they took Pornhub comments and put them over stock photos of just like random business people. And some of my favorites were just like them titties at 148, you know, like, or the guy that goes, if you're still watching it 24 minutes in, you can see a guy cutting the lawn in the back through the window in the back. It's like, you're not even watching the porn anymore. You're just looking around the room.
The plot just got too good.
Well, I mean, somebody got done and just kept watching. I think that's what that was.
The completionist.
Yeah. Oh, I got to see the credits, man. I need to know who made all this possible.
God, who was the gaffer on this?
Yeah. Who was best boy?
Stuck dick.
All right. Anyway, password princess.
Assistant fluffer. What? Okay. Anyway, yes. You type in the password princess and the door opens. You surprising a one of her goons.
Look here, goon. I got shit to do. Can I scamper past him? Or is he like is he in a cockpit?
Yeah, he's in it like a cockpit. Like looks like he's here on standby.
Shit.
Squirt blood in his eyes.
Yeah. Blood squirt.
You going for the blood squirt?
I can't remember what that does mechanically, but
It blinds him.
yeah. But traits and benefits. Squirt blood. Yeah, no, that just gives him like harrowing fire.
Oh,
Yeah.
squirt blood in his eyes and then claw his throat out.
It's
That
really
was-
gross. I feel like it needs a better effect.
Like
Anyway,
blind for one round.
something. I don't know.
Confused.
Retching.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I mean, if I could, I'd just like to squirt blood in his eyes and then start randomly pressing buttons while he flips out.
All right. Well, let's see. I'll give you an intimidation check with a bonus. How about that?
I'll take it.
Sure. Go ahead and roll.
That bonus will bring me up from +0 to a bonus. 2.
All right, you spray blood on him. He turns. He goes, "Oh, what? Jesus, what is?"
I have toddlers. This doesn't gross me out at all.
This is a new uniform, pal. You are paying for.
I still reach past him and start trying to push buttons, even if it
Give me an
provokes
attack
the
roll.
attack. Yeah. I won't be here long. Hopefully.
Valgorth, hero of us all.
Chaos incarnate.
He saved every one of us. Valgorth.
I like the idea of a guy who is stuck with the powers of time travel, but knows very little about what to do with them when they're tossed into his lap.
Well, you best be liking it. You're living in.
Yeah.
You should watch ReZero then. That's the whole premise of the story.
All right. What was your attack roll?
Oh, I roll an attack.
Yes.
I thought you were attacking me.
No, not yet.
So just a basic melee attack.
Yep.
Oh, fuck yeah. 19 on the die for a 24.
All
Go
right.
for his throat.
You slam across. You basically leap across the cockpit and start slamming your fists into weapon launching buttons. You feel the mech start to shake as the other guy begins going for his gun. He's like, "What the hell are you doing?" And that's the last thing you see of him for a while. As we switch to. Weepskeep. The little McDonald's jingle there. I don't know why.
He's
Weepskeep.
weeping.
You begin moving kind of away from what you feel is a potential assimilation by this strange planet, but you realize that from the way the thing is talking, that the strange planet is the strange planet, and you're kind of on it. That is made readily apparent to you, but as you move, as more of the little creatures come out looking at you as you go by, they seem confused.
Yeah,
One of them
I'll be right back. Be right back.
One of them shouts, "The webmasters are that way."
Yeah, I know. I just gotta. Just a second. I keep holding up one finger as I walk away. It's like I'm hoping that Valgorth will appear again, and if I'm closer to him, we can have more of a conversation.
Right.
And I can figure out like how he's getting here and how he's gonna get me out of here.
And he'll have no answers.
Yeah, well, she's not smart enough to know that. She just knows I saw you, and then you seemed like you were back here somewhere. Where'd you go?
As you're moving, Valgorth stumbles backwards as if he's falling off a stair into the trunk of a tree, bumping into it. Not that far from you. You can see him.
There you are. How did you get there?
You see blood leaking down the front of his helmet, which you know retracts for his
Oh no.
eye blood thing.
Oh, phew. Okay.
Don't worry, it's mine.
Oh my
It's
God, you're covered in
intentional.
blood. Oh yeah, it's mine. Don't worry.
Don't worry,
about
it's mine.
Is that your blood? Some of it.
Did you defeat the giant tree seed pod throwing thing yet?
I haven't seen such a thing. I came this way.
No.
So I figured I was headed towards it.
I've only been hadn't gone long enough. How long will I be back this time?
Who knows? You see more of the creatures coming out of the woodwork, literally, to look at you guys. One of them like gets close and says, "Are you lost?"
More than you know.
Not you, her. Or
Lost, yeah, yeah. I was yeah.
Well, follow us, and you see that they begin lining up, pointing back toward the way you came.
Oh yeah. Alrighty then. I start heading back towards everybody that I left behind.
All right. You can still talk to each other via helmets, or unless you're walking with her.
Yeah, I'll stick with her. Now that
All
I'm
right.
here.
As you walk along, the creatures look at you guys quizzically.
Yeah, see, I
one of
told
them-
you I forgot something. Look, here
Oh.
it is.
Another nibbler.
Would you
No.
just call me pal?
Eventually, you guys walk till you see Joey Coco again, who is sitting on his rump, surrounded by a circle of the vegetable creatures, but a wide circle. They don't want to be near him. He's got very prominent teeth. Oh, there you are. I thought you'd abandoned me. These guys are creepy. I mean, no offense. They all respond in unison. None taken. Kidding.
Google gobble.
All right, so I guess we're off to see the wizard.
All right. As you walk on, and you know that the guy said the creature said it was going to be a 5 cycle journey to get there, but you're walking much faster than they do, and you know that even at the pace that you're outstripping them, even if it was really 5 days away, you're going to get there in 2 compared to how slowly they go. Valgorth, you're here for quite a while and can take in the scenery. You have a moment to calm down. And taking like the beauty of this jungle. You expect to hear more animal life here, though. And while you do see things like small birds and little tiny reptiles, even smaller kind of mammalian type creatures, these are the biggest animals that you see. Everything else here seems to be some sort of walking and talking plant. You see what appears to be a stick insect that is mostly stick rather than insect. Moving as if it were, say, it's the size of a giraffe in the distance through the woods. It nibbles on something. It's difficult to tell. It looks like it's feeding off the nectar from some of these bigger fruit trees. The place seems to be almost a whole closed loop of plants feeding off plants in benevolent ways, not necessarily predatory ones. If anything here is fruiting, it is here to spread seed pods, and the nutrient that they surround the seed in makes the seed spreaders live more. It is very similar to other environments. However, everything mostly is plant-based. And you get what they say by nibblers. The only thing that the non-plant life here does is eat. Either each other or nibble on the plants.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any telepathic ability? I forget.
I don't
No.
think so. No.
Okay. Most of the creatures that can talk in the Sylvan tongue, which you see her talking to them in, don't bother to speak at all, but they do look at each other and they do gesture, and you're guessing they're probably connected telepathically that way. Sometimes that you guys are via Essex's spells and whatnot. Until finally the one that you're carrying on your shoulder as your guide, after you load him back up, says, "I've received word. The webmasters will come to us, but we need a shaded place." And he points toward the deeper forest.
All right.
As you
Yes.
move in... Oh, sorry.
So I was gonna say, guess we're going deep.
As you move into the deeper forest, where the sun does not quite touch the ground as much, and you see that the canopies cover most everything. Everything is gloomy, or rather dark green. Still fresh, not foreboding. Everything here is peaceful for the most part. And then all of a sudden you see massive fungoid creatures begin growing up out of the ground. They look like morel mushrooms with writhing tentacles underneath their caps. And they grow to about 11, 12, in one case 15 feet tall around the area that you guys stop in. The little vegetable creature hops off your shoulder and takes a curt like stance, like a bow, and then backs away. The webmasters.
The webmasters?
Yes. Masters of the web.
It's kind of like the net. You wouldn't get it. Anyway.
You feel a psychic bombardment coming from the massive creatures before you. Outsider, what are you doing on our planet?
I'm here by accident, and I would like to leave, please.
Leave. Why would you want to leave? These creatures with you must leave. But you, why you?
I have a mission to complete for my own home planet. And I am required. I simply must.
We would like to join you to the web, to become one of us temporarily so that we may understand you.
I am forbidden.
They begin to, you feel the hum of psychic energy as they're directed at each other, and then one says, what do you mean, forbidden?
So you know how the web is a very personal, everything is known.
Yes, it is how we know each other.
That is why I am forbidden. My people have been known by the wrong people before. And in order to prevent that, not saying that you're the wrong person, but in order to prevent that from ever happening, if I was allowed to leave, I had to promise that I would never connect in that way outside of my home planet.
Is this a lie?
Absolutely.
All right, we'll make a bluff check for me. Or deception. Which one is it for this one?
Let's see what I rolled. I rolled a 3. And then I don't know. What am I adding to that?
Charisma, if you don't have any skill points in... what's the lying skill in this game? Shit, I forgot.
Bluff.
That's what
Bluff, thank you.
Oh, bluff. Okay, so 6.
The webmasters listen to your tale, and one of them says, I do not believe you. You are hiding something of a personal nature that you do not want us to see.
It was an accident. And I don't want to, okay?
Shame. We can offer so much. Very well. We saw that you launched some invader device upon your arrival. Will more invaders come?
What? What invader device?
Joey Kogo speaks up. Oh, the escape pod launched some sort of signal beacon into the atmosphere.
Oh. That's to get us out of here. And we'll never have to bother you again.
You feel powerful psychic energy emanating between them again, and says, "This is most unfortunate. We do not permit invaders to land."
Can you maybe toss us up to meet them? I don't know what to tell you, but we're just trying to leave here.
Joey Coco says, I only got 2 days of rations left. It's been 5 hours, by the way. I need to get out of here. Otherwise, I'm going to have to, burst into one of these Brussels sprouts down here. He points at one of the little creatures.
Yeah.
Which shies away immediately.
We don't want to hurt anybody.
It was a joke.
We just want to leave.
The creatures confer and say, I'm sorry. You have not made a compelling case to us, and so you must stay. All invaders must be destroyed. You, meanwhile, Valgorth, have disappeared by this point. Back on the planet with Essex.
Don't worry, it's my blood.
Huh?
Don't worry, it's my blood. Just get the habit of saying that.
Essex, you've been making your way through the woods, and you know that you're being pursued, probably on foot by the tripoidal creatures.
And I intentionally make it as difficult as possible, knowing that they're on foot. So
Yeah, they could not drive. They could not
Yeah.
drive their big vans down here, so they had to just lodge troops down there. You hear one of them sounding over some sort of technological device in their strange language, presumably some sort of exhortation to surrender. Until finally you hear a voice you recognize across the thing. Hey, alien!
Yes,
it's
kid.
me. I know you can't talk to me. But these guys really want you to like come with them. They promise not to hurt you. I told them that you're safe. That you're cool on the up and up. Just don't like attack us like the other one.
Sense motive.
Go ahead.
I rolled a 19, so plus 4, 23.
His voice has a real gun to the head quality to it.
I absolutely believe you, and I appreciate that. Since you're the only one that can translate this, yeah, thanks. I know that they're holding you against your will, so thank you for the heads up.
Uh-huh.
And I will continue dodging and darting. I got a 40-foot movement, so
You begin dodging and darting. These creatures are, like I said, they are slow moving in general. They literally, their steps take twice as many steps because of the rolling motion that they take when they move. It lets them cover a lot of ground, and they're hard to sneak up on, but they don't get there fast. Your trip through the woods is harrowing, and basically you're basically on the run for hours for the most part, trying to make your way out. And after a while, you're pretty sure you've managed to escape them for now. You stop, catch your breath, and the next thing you know, Valgor is standing next to you. Valgorth, now you are definitely on a different path than you've been on in the past. You've seen a lot of deaths. You've seen a lot of mishaps happening to your companions. But now, at least in your trip around this time cycle that you're stuck in, they're so far all alive. As you look across the way to Essex, you can see that he is covered in mud and leaves and all kinds of other debris that he has gotten from running through the woods for literal hours.
well, I'm actually have put on my stealth mode on my suit.
Okay, well, you see the shape of predator style wobbliness.
It's not quite that good, but it's closer. It's a camouflage membrane.
Okay.
It
Well,
just
anyway.
makes it easier for me to stealth.
Anyway, you know you're close.
Yeah.
To each other.
I will actually mention to Balgworth, I'm like, so where's everybody else at and how are they doing?
I'll run it down as fast as possible.
All right. You run it down fast as possible. Weepskeep is attempting to be brain scanned by a living planet. Marcus and Geist is being attempted murdered by a celebutant. And you are on the run from a hostile alien government, and that pretty much sums it up.
And apparently, Kreider did exactly what I thought he was going to do, which was if he was getting accosted, he was going to have his robots attack everybody. So, of course, now they are going to be in a more hostile thing since we came together.
What a piece of shit.
And I'm going to continue dodging and dodging. I'm going to rest while I can and just kind of like get a survival. I guess use survival to kind of figure out how the lay of the land is, and try to choose my best next best move.
All right.
How many of Princess's men have I killed with my Home Alone traps?
Are you setting Home Alone traps?
Yeah, I'll start setting Home Alone traps.
All right. You begin setting traps. Well, first of all, let's discuss what happened right after Valgorth.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was making a joke because I thought we were wrapping up. But yeah, let's keep going. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Actually, let me do one quick thing. The last thing you see, as we conclude the episode here, the last thing Guy sees after getting a brief interjection from Valgorth about distances, locations, and various triangulations, is just a mass of missiles being fired through the air from a half kilometer away to a building area about 2 blocks away, which destroys almost the entire thing. You hear a loud screech from the creaking audio equipment set up out there, where he says, "I don't know how you did that, but I am not happy. You have earned yourself an ugly death, Ferlin."
I just
Meanwhile-
smile.
Meanwhile, back on the planet of the vegetables,
Sorry.
So we are on different planets, right? This is different planets.
you are definitely all on different planets.
Cool.
Weepskeep, you see that Valgorth has disappeared again, and the elders begin questioning you about it. They begin putting pressure on you. They need to know. If you indeed have a good case for escape, the only way to get it is through joining. They tell you,
That's gross, Terrence.
one of them says, "If you do not wish to be here, we will discontinue you and add you to the soil so that you do not have to endure the presence of our biosphere. However, we cannot let invaders land otherwise."
Look, you want to know why I'm not supposed to be here? Why I shouldn't stay here? I'll show you.
Okay.
And,
We'll cover that on the next time. Meanwhile, back around to 50s Paranoia Planet. You, Valgorth and Essex are basically getting ready to head off once again in their flight. You know that this planet has enough technology where if you got to a population center, you can probably cobble something more useful together than the beacon that was shot into the atmosphere, which there's a good chance that this society probably has noticed by now. But we'll cover that next time. Tugger, please take
Whole
us.
episode of a split party.
Yeah, and I feel like those missiles probably just hit a publisher's clearinghouse from back in the day that still had like all your information because you were stupid and bought a bunch of CDs for a penny. Look,
It also has those
y'all-
giant checks.
Yeah. Well, what am I thinking of? Publishers, not who
You're
had the
thinking
CD?
about
Oh, you're thinking of
Columbia House.
Columbia House. Oh, I didn't want to
Yeah.
blow up Publishers Clearinghouse.
Yeah, you do. They're a scam.
They're also a scam.
Yeah, they're
Ah,
just bad.
well, fuck them.
Turns out all the scammers were. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to close it out, but go ahead.
Go ahead. It turns out all the scammers were this planet. That's why every other planet Ariel bombarded it, and that's why it's a shithole. But go ahead, close us out.
And we'll see you next time. Look to the stars, Bowen.